Hello everyone, Joanne with StampingInTheValley.com and welcome to my craft room and happy World Card Making Day. I had to get a video up for us today and this is like my new absolute fun fold card. I got the inspiration from Rhonda Wade and right here is the fun of the fold. Isn't that fantastic? Now, this was so much fun to make. I paired it with Peaceful Boughs, okay, which goes with the Beautiful Boughs dies. And then the paper I used is the Poinsettia Place Designer Series paper. It has this beautiful paper in it with the pine cones. And I wanted to use it because of it being fall and leaves are changing. And I drove up into Virginia today and it was just beautiful. The leaves are really changing more than what they even are here where I live. So and then when I got back, I was like, I want to make this video, and I got into making this card, and oh, how fun is this? Look at that. That is so much fun. Of course, I use the same DSP, and I'm going to give you all the measurements in just a moment. But you can always mix your DSP, okay? Because you know, Stampin' Up makes that very easy for us to do. And I used Very Vanilla with this. So let's go over some measurements. This is where you might want to stop the video and write these down. Of course, I'm going to list them right below in here. There's a little show more button here on YouTube. It'll say show more. It should be up here somewhere. And if you click that, there's all kinds of links below, and there's a product list and measurements and everything for you to be able to make this card with, okay? So here we have a Very Vanilla envelope. So we're going to use that in just a little bit. I'll put that way out of the way over there. Now, here are all of our pieces, but we're going to start with our base. Our base is 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4 and 1.5. 4 1/4 and 1.5. Okay? 2 scores there, and we're going to do that in just a moment. These are all my pieces. I got these from the Celebration dies. They layer beautifully, but you could, of course, use any kind of a layering die that you have. Circles, rectangles, anything, but I just love these. And you know what I thought would be cute? Hippo Happiness has some really cute ones that nest together and they're stitched. That would look cute with this also. But I used the Celebration and I used it like this. And then I cut my, my pine cones. The back of my pine cones, this comes in the dies, are crumb cake. And then the front is early espresso. And I'll show you how we go ahead and glue those together in just a moment. I cut one of each of the boughs out of there. This kind of smaller bough. There's a larger one in there. Early espresso, garden green, Very Vanilla, and garden green in the Celebration dies right there. Okay. Now you want to cut 2 DSP at 2 1/4 by 5. Cut 2 of solid cardstock, so whatever color you use, you know, like if you're going to use a poinsettia and use a big red poinsettia, you would go to maybe some real red or cherry cobbler would look absolutely gorgeous. So I just put solid cardstock, however you marry this up with your DSP. And you want to cut 2 of these at 2.5 by 5 1/4. This way these marry with each other, okay? And then there's a nice border around the edges. So that's the first one. And these you want to cut 2 of each. Now this one you want to cut 1. The solid cardstock is 1 1/4 by 5 1/4, and the DSP is 1 by 5. This will marry on top of each other. Now this one right here, solid cardstock, 2 3/4 by 5 1/4, and the DSP is 2.5 by 5. And again, they'll go on top of each other just in a moment. And then on the inside layer, this is garden green. All of my solid cardstock is garden green at 5 1/4 by 4, and then my second layer is Very Vanilla at 5 by 3 3/4. And you'll see why I use these measurements. Well, I'll show you right now on this card. See how everything lines up beautifully? Even when I open it, everything is at that 5 1/4 level, and then 5-inch level here. And that really makes it beautiful. Oh, I hope you guys will try this fold. I've been doing everything with that fold. Like, I'm nuts about this fold, okay? So, let's go ahead and move all of our working pieces out of the way here. And let's start with the inside of the card. Regular measurements, 5 1/4 by 4, 5 by 3 3/4. That's it, right there. And we're gonna go ahead and stamp that beautiful saying, right? May the spirit of peace gently fill your heart and home in this most wonderful time of the year. I love this saying ever since the set came out. So this I'm going to do in Garden Green. And let me make sure I'm good and straight right there. And then right in the center here. I don't need a foam mat because I have red rubber stamps. Beautiful, beautiful. Now we're going to go ahead and get our pine cones here, and I'm just using some early espresso. I have the little one here, and I'm going to go ahead and stamp these two up here. Oh, that came out nice, beautiful. And then my larger one right down here. And you know what, while we're at it, I'm just going to bring in this envelope really quick here. And let's just go ahead and decorate our envelope with some large pine cones. Wonderful. Good. Now, move this out of the way. Let's go ahead and attach these together here. I'll just go ahead and use some Tombow. There. I hope maybe you guys have been able to get into your craft room on World Card Making Day. Maybe tonight or something like that if you've had a busy afternoon. It is Saturday, so it does get kind of busy with a family. Now, I've got this ready to go on my base, but I have not scored that yet. So I kind of wanted to get my stamping in so that I could close up my ink and then bring over my trimmer. Okay, so this is the second to the smallest in that celebration label dies. And I want to stamp Season's Greetings in Garden Green at the top. Beautiful. Beautiful. Okay, now I'm going to place this on the next one, the next size up, and with a little Tombow there. And right here in the center. Just like that. Now we'll just move this to the side, and let me go ahead and close my ink here, and I'll bring the trimmer in. I've had to spend World Card Making Day with you guys, right? Wonderful. Okay, I'll move some things out of the way here. You know we work in a small area, so, which is fine. Okay, here's my trimmer. And let's see, am I in camera? Yes, I am. Wonderful. Let me get the base. Now, my base here, like we went over, is 8.5 by 5.5. We're going to score it at 4 1/4 and 1.5, okay? So we're going to put it in our trimmer. Do not cut. The dark one is for cutting. So, and you know, if you're a crafter, you've cut it, you've done it, you've done it, you've done it, right? So 4 1/4 and then 1.5. And that is all we need for this wonderful fancy fold. Just 2 scores, that's it. Absolutely it. I'm all about this card. I'm all about the layout, I'll say that. Now I'm going to go ahead and fold this in half, just like we would normally do. And I'm going to take my bone folder like that. And then I'm going to take this one here that we scored at the 1.5 mark, and I'm going to bring it back on itself, okay? So bring it back, and then use your bone folder, and really score this, because this is really going to allow the card not to pop. See how much that's popping open like that? So you really want to get in here and score this to get your card there, flat. Isn't that nice? Great. Okay, now we can start to decorate. Now we have the fun part, right? Okay, let's put our inside in. Let's see, I'm going to move my little cheaty notes there. So help me with our measurements, right? But that helps you guys too, because you could stop the video, write things down. But like I said, please click that show more button here on YouTube. It's just right up here in the corner, it should be. No, wait a minute, it's not way up here. It's down here, because if the video is up top, it's actually down here in the corner. And it says show more. And you can get everything right there. Okay, now this flap, it's important to know that this flap out here has to stay very vanilla. Okay, that flap has to stay very vanilla. So with that being said, let's bring in these 1x5 DSP, 1 1/4 by 5 1/4 solid cardstock. Let's go ahead and get these together. Just like that. Now we'll put our liquid glue back here. Now, I know immediately you would want to just glue this right on here. No, no, no. Open it up and glue it on the back side. Okay, glue it on the back side of the little strip. You'll see. Okay, now let's do this set where the DSP you cut 2 at 2 1/4 by 5. So you cut 2 of those, and 2 solid cardstock, 2 1/2 by 5 1/4. Now let's put these together. So while I'm doing this, I'm very excited to say, please keep watching my channel, because within the next month, there's going to be some more things that I'm going to do here at Stampin' in the Valley. So you're going to want to stay tuned. I'm not going to say what they are, because seriously, to tell you the truth, I don't even know yet. But but I have, now you want these panels go on this panel and this panel in here. Remember, this one right here stays blank. So there are new happenings. It's a new year for Stampin' Up. I've been with Stampin' Up for 8 years, and there's a few things that I want to do, and so I will be implementing them into my business. I'm excited about it. I'm nervous about it. I would be lying if I didn't tell you guys the truth. I'm nervous about it. It's time, and I know it's time, and I want to. And so I'm excited and scared all at the same time. So I hope that you will join me on my journey. Just some little things happening. I'm going to be, I think that looks better this way. I like these pine cones down here going up. To me, that was almost upside down. Not that this paper has a right and wrong, because they're all going in every which direction, but I think the way I cut this, I like it better that way. It's always up to the discretion of the crafter, right? Okay, so right here. So pretty. Pine cones everywhere for the fall. Right there. Oh, okay, now this is where the magic happens with this this design. This little fancy fold where just took the thing back 1.5 inches. That was it. That was all we did. But look what it turned out to be. I just love this card. I just love the layout of, I just can't stand it. This I love. See, normally I would cover this and then put something out, okay? But in her video, we're going to go kind of the other way to make this the flap almost. So DSP cut 1, 2.5 by 5, and solid cardstock 2 3/4 by 5 1/4. So there we go there. Now let's put these guys together. I wanted to have a wonderful card for World Card Making Day, and when I found this design, I just can't stop making cards with it. Just fun. Okay, now what we're going to do with this piece, let's bring our card in. We're not going to put it here. Normally we would put something here, right? And pull it. No, we're going to put it going the opposite way. Allow it to measure up here with your garden green that's 5 1/4 by 4. That's why everything is 5 1/4 by 4. Now, when you put the glue on there, okay, just on this side, you want to hold this side so that you don't see anything under it, okay? Let me bring this up. See how you only see like it's one, but then when we pull it, oh my goodness, fun. Okay, so none on this side, just a little bit over here. Okay, good. Now we're gonna put this down. And again, I'm lining it up. I'm really looking out here. See, I don't want that to show here, not at all. So I want to bring that out. Lucky for wiggle room, right? Okay, there we go. Now I'm going to push it down. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Okay, now we're going to bring this in, and this is what's going to sit on this side. This is amazing, of this card, just this little bit, okay? So almost like 2/3 of it is to the right and 1/3 here is to the left, okay? So let's go ahead and flip it. I'm gonna put glue right here. This is why I so totally love Tombow for something like this, because sometimes you need it to slide around a little bit. Okay, so now here we go. We're not lining the notches up so that it's halfway, okay? We are not doing that. And we're putting that right there. Oh my goodness. See, I love having that little bit of wiggle wiggle. I've almost got, like, what I've got is like this little hump here where it goes down, and this right on that edge, and then you know you've got it straight. Then you know you're good to go, right? Right here, and then right here. And get that up there close so you could see. Let me back it out. So right here on that notch, right there on that notch. Look at that. Isn't that, I just love it. Okay, now we're going to add our, I just can't stand it. It's simple, but it's perfect. It's more than perfect. I don't know. Okay, so here are my pine cones. Those are the bottoms that are crumb cake. Then this is early espresso. Now, this is very intricate. So here's what I do. I have my silicone mat, a little bit of Tombow, and I have what I call my glue sponge. I get these at the Dollar Tree. There's 10 in a thing for $1, okay? So when they get too sticky, I just throw them out. On the opposite side, I take my sponge, and see I have a little like library clip up here. I don't know where I got that from, the junk drawer or whatever. But I just, you know, it's easier to hold it, plus the fact the thing gets sticky. Okay, so into the Tombow, and then just dab it. You've seen me do this before if you follow me. But if we have new people and new people to crafting, it's very important that they learn all of our little tricks, right? And now this will marry right on top of there perfectly and stick wonderfully. And you don't have glue squishing out all over the place. So again, little Tombow here. This one's a little bit bigger. Let me bring it in here. And notice I'm just like dabbing it into it, dab, 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 and just dab, dab, and it goes everywhere. And we just get a good solid amount of glue just tapping it on the back there, okay? Now we're just going to go ahead and put this right on here. Oh, I love it. And now we're going to bring this one over, okay, the large one, and I want it to sit. I want to put a little bit of Tombow right here on my smaller pine cone right there. Let me pick them up and hold them together. Okay. Kind of like they're hooked together on the tree. And then what's going to hold them together are these boughs, is what it's going to look like. Well, at least in my head. I don't know. Okay, so wait. We need glue dots now. Where did I put those babies? They're not in here. Oh, here they are. Okay. So here we go with this. I want the green in the front, the brown in the back. One glue dot down here at the junction. And now I just take this and don't set it right on top, offset it so you can see the green and the brown, just like that. And then we're going to place a glue dot on the back of this, and we're going to bring our card in. And now with it closed, you want to place this because you want to make sure that these boughs don't go over the card because it won't fit in your envelope, right? Or it will bend these, okay? So I'm just going to take that and push it right there. Beautiful. We're almost done with this card. I'm going to flip that over, get some dimensionals, and place these here. Right here, I went over on it just to hold it, just to hold them together also. A little bit of extra insurance there, right? Take the backs off, and let's just put these right here. Wherever you want them, they can go that way, this way looks good, right? Okay, there's our card for World Card Making Day. It's a happy day when I can get in here and make a card with you guys on a special. This is a card making holiday, right? This is our holiday. It's kind of like what Halloween is to, you know, people who like that holiday. This is like our holiday. It's our card making day. I hope you'll try this design. I'm very impressed with the whole mechanism of it. I love the way that it comes out here. No matter what you put out here, it's going to look good. Look how beautiful. And thank you, Stampin' Up, for coordinating everything for me. It's easy to create then. I appreciate everyone. Please subscribe to my channel if you haven't. I would love to have you on here. I do live videos on YouTube on Tuesdays and 2 live videos during the week on my Facebook page. Again, the links are down here in the Show More. Click that Show More and it will show you everything. Thanks again for watching. I hope you had a wonderful card making day, and do some happy crafting.